Hi there, this is Lily Devine. I'm here to tell my SmartCash story, how I got involved, as well as kind of how I got involved in crypto, because it's all intermeshed. Starting with just crypto in general, I heard about Bitcoin for the first time in 2012. I was asked, hey, have you heard of Bitcoin? And I'm like, well, what's Bitcoin? And they explained it. It was John. He explained it as a peer-to-peer cryptocurrency. It was decentralized, kind of like torrenting, and I was on board because I was already a big supporter of torrenting and the things that brought to the world. So we got in. He bought in at $9 a coin. I bought in first at $35 a coin. At one point, he was gambling on Satoshi Dice, and he won like 100 Bitcoin. So the most I've ever personally seen in a wallet was 135 Bitcoin, but that was back in the days when it was worth $20, $30 a coin at most. Still a lot of money then. Not that much like money when you compared that to what it would be worth now at these prices of nearly $10,000 for Bitcoin. But we started living off of crypto in 2014, and probably a little earlier than that. That was when we started living off of it exclusively instead of, using banks. I got rid of my bank in 2013, partially because of Bitcoin. And it was all about trying to find ways to live off of it in the U.S. because we didn't want our money to be tracked and what we were doing to be tracked, and we just wanted to support the network as much as possible. We got all of our friends into it. We bought from the Bitcoin store back when that was a thing, when Roger Ver had that open. So I've seen a lot, and I saw what Bitcoin was in its early days, and then I saw what it was in about 2016, which is about when I got into SmartCash. Bitcoin then was slow, expensive, and just kind of overall annoying to use. It was a shell of what it was before. And there was a lot of infighting and a lot of bullshit going on in regards to it. That's why Bitcoin Cash happened. But SmartCash came about, and SmartCash, for a new coin, worked the way that Bitcoin used to work, how we expected it to, cheaply, quickly. And not only that, it had a community behind it, which we found interesting. And we found the Smart Hive voting thing to be interesting and all the other different aspects of it. And they actually originally approached us when we announced that we were going to do Anarcho-Forco, which was a complementary event to Anarcho-Pulco. And our first year was going to be 2018. And we were going to do it in the main bay of Acapulco, which is part of why we forked, was to take it back. And SmartCash stepped forward and said, we want to be your main sponsor. So that's what we ended up doing. And they sponsored us. They bought the venue and paid for the website and some other things like that, and we did all of the groundwork, recruiting people to make it happen, and we made it happen. It was a small event, but it worked well because the whole idea was to give the power back to the people, so the people made the schedules. So it added a lot of diversity to what would otherwise be kind of a rigid event. Anarcho-Pulco has been described as anarchy school by some people. Also, most anarchists that are really, living the life of anarchy want a conference that's more interactive. And that was definitely what Anarcho-Forco offered. But the first year, it was a success. We had the SmartCash people there representing. They were even selling hot sauce for SmartCash and giving away these little black and yellow keychains that were 3D printed with the SmartCash logo on them. It was pretty cool to see. And then, we came back for 2019 when we started to plan Anarcho-Forco 2019. We went back for, funding, and it was the bear market, so, it wasn't as big as it was the year before, but we got enough funding to get the website started to make Anarcho-Forco 2019 a reality, and we were making it happen when the murder that everybody knows about right before Anarcho-Pulco happened and John Galton was killed. After that, SmartCash contacted me and said, whatever you do, we'll support you. If you keep Anarcho-Forco going, we'll support you. We'll help you out with more money to make it happen. If you have to go to a different venue or something, we'll help. Or if you have to cancel, we get that too. considering the circumstances, I ended up canceling the event, but that didn't end my interactions with SmartCash. In some ways, that's where it kind of began, because it wasn't long after that before I was offered essentially an outreach position for SmartCash. I had already been known to write articles for them in the past on my Steemit account and as part of Anarcho4Co. So I became part of the Outreach Hive 1 team, and I've been working, doing various tasks, writing articles, contacting exchanges and services and people, and just trying to get SmartCash adopted more places, as many more places as possible, because the whole goal is merchant adoption, and it's also getting us on exchanges and services so that way those merchants can exchange to fiat if they need to. So I do a lot of different things for it, but the one thing that I wanted to point out here is I am one of the paid employees of SmartCash. Most of the people, most of the important people lately have just been refusing payment and working for free. A lot of the people that contribute the most to SmartCash work for free as volunteers, but me, myself, the one cool thing is I do get paid, but it's part of how I survive. I live off of cryptocurrency still entirely, half of it at least being SmartCash every month. Now, because of my job with SmartCash and my agreement with them, I have a savings of it, so I have a stake in it. I can vote on proposals, which is actually kind of a cool process to be able to, use your money to actually say something and have it mean something other than the voting thing. But yeah, I live partially off of SmartCash, even though currently in my area no business is accepted. But there's always a way to live off of cryptocurrency if you're really determined to do it, and that's something that John and I have proved. Now with SmartCash, it still works better than Bitcoin, and that's why I keep using it. But it's other things like the smart nodes and the smart rewards, the fact that they incentivize you to hold. There's not really any program like that as far as Bitcoin's concerned where they give you money for holding for a certain amount of time. It doesn't work like that. You just hold and you hope it goes up. And there's also the community behind it, which is, I knew it was strong before I started working for SmartCash, but I didn't realize how strong it was until I was here in the thick of it and see how many people make what you guys see on Twitter and on YouTube a reality every day and every week and every month. So personally, I'm excited for the future of SmartCash, especially as Bitcoin's starting to go up. Who knows, maybe the alt season will start soon, and I think that the only coins that are going to do well during the alt bull season are going to be the ones that have utility and that work, they're advertised. And there are a lot of coins that aren't offering anything different, and SmartCash is not one of them. They are offering all sorts of different things that make them better for merchant adoption than Bitcoin is, and at least just as good as Bitcoin Cash, if not better in some regards there, because there's more incentive for you to hold it. But there's also incentive to use it because it's quick to use, it's cheap to use, it's easy to use. So here's to the future of SmartCash, and thanks to SmartCash for making a lot of our dreams, including Anarcho4Co, a reality, because we didn't necessarily have the means to make that happen when it was just an idea in our heads, and we got word from GCG saying, hey, we love your idea, we want to help make it happen. That's what it's all about. It's about advancing the things that we want to see in the world, and that's the thing that I've seen SmartCash do repeatedly in the 2 or 3 years since I've known what it is. Thank you guys for this. Have a good day.